Hello everyone, this is a tutorial on how to use the mobile travel itinerary. If you haven't purchased this template, I will leave links in the description box so you can go ahead and grab a copy, but this tutorial is specifically for those that have purchased this travel itinerary. When you download the PDF that you get from Etsy, it would look something like this. Click on the link that says mobile travel itinerary. If you log into your Canva account, you will get a screen that looks like this. Click on Use Template for a new design. And now you can rename the template to whatever you want. I will name it Euro Trip. Before we get into the details on how to edit this template, let's go over it really quickly. Here's an overview of the template. It comes with 36 pages. All of the pages have been labeled so you can easily find what you're looking for. In addition to that, this template also comes fully hyperlinked. What that means is that you can easily navigate from one page to another, meaning that you don't have to scroll all the way up, all the way down to find a specific page. They're all connected. For example, in this table of content, you can go directly to the trip overview, flights, hotel and lounging, things to do, attractions, etc. Let's test this out by clicking on attractions. And if we click on this, it takes us right to the main attractions page. And this really becomes more powerful when you download this as a PDF file because it maintains the hyperlinks and you're able to navigate really easily throughout the template. In addition to the table of contents, we do have hyperlinked icons. If I were to click on this icon, it takes me directly back to the table of contents. This is the daily schedule. If I were to click on this, it takes me straight to the daily schedule. The daily schedule is also hyperlinked, meaning that if I were to click on day 1, it takes me directly to day 1. Within each day, we also have hyperlinks. From day 1, we can easily navigate to day 2, to day 3, go back to day 2, etc. This template does come with 2 cover pages and you can choose to use the first one or the second one. If you plan on using the second cover page, go ahead and delete the first one. That being said, let's go into how to customize this template. Every part of this template can be customized, meaning that wherever you see an image, you can replace the image with your image. Wherever you see a text, you can replace the text. The colors and the fonts can also be changed. We'll start by replacing the images. All you need to do is import your own images, which you would do by clicking on upload and uploading the file from your phone or your computer. Alternatively, if you want to look through the Canva library to see if there are any images you can use, go ahead and click on element, keyword. If you don't have a Canva Pro account, do not use any of the images that has a crown because you will be charged. This entire template has been built with free font and free elements. If you decide to change any of the elements or the font in this template, just make sure you're not selecting any image that has a crown or any element that has a crown if you are not a Canva Pro subscriber. I'm going to use this image right here. Now we're going to replace this image. You can either delete it or not. But if you delete it, you see that we have a frame and this is the container that holds the image in place. You can either delete it or even if you don't, it's fine. Just click on the image that you're going to replace it with and drag it into that space. Let's say you wanted this part of the museum to show. Go ahead and just readjust it. And the same applies to this page. If you wanted to use this as a cover page instead, go ahead and just drag the image directly into that space and drag the same image or another image into that space. And of course, you can always adjust by double clicking on the image and move it until you're okay with the placement of the image. And the same applies to anywhere we have images in this template. For the trip overview, if you click on that, we have images in the circles. I'll make this a little bit bigger. Let's say you wanted to replace this image, click on this image and just drag it into that circle. And if it doesn't fit the way you want, go ahead and double click. You can make things bigger and readjust it until it fits exactly how you want it to fit. All right, so moving back to the cover page so I can show you how to adjust the text. Starting with the top text, if this is a travel itinerary, you don't need to change this, but if you want to change the color, you can do that. To change it, go ahead and click on the text. Click on this text color and change it to whatever color you want. And let's say you wanted to change the content of a text box. Go ahead and highlight it. Delete the text that's there and type in whatever you want to replace it with. In this example, the text fits perfectly. Let's assume we were going to type in a text that's much longer than the text box. In this example, the text is much longer than the text box. Go ahead and readjust it by moving it up. But if you wanted it to fit in one row, you can also play around with the size of the text by making sure that the text box text is selected. Go all the way up here to font size and change it to whatever font size you wanted. If you wanted it to be in one row to maintain the original aesthetic, you can go ahead and do that. Or you can leave it just like this because it works as well, and just make sure you move things around so it doesn't look too clustered. And then you can go ahead and rename the trip and change the dates around by double clicking and typing over it. Once you click on the element, the options open up here Click on color, this rainbow circle, and then you can change it to whatever color you want. If you wanted it to be this green color to match the text, just change it to that green. If you decide to use change all, every single place that we have a white element will change. So if you don't want to change all of the elements at once, don't click on change all. So I will show you what it looks like if I click on change all. So if I were to open up the template, you can see every single place that had some type of elements, and that could be shapes, images, icons, have been changed to this green color. So only use the change all if you're sure you want all of the elements to be changed. The next page is the welcome page. You can edit the text here and type in whatever text you want. You can also use this page to put in contact information. Let's say you have the main trip planner and you wanted the contact information to be in a central place, you can put it here. What's nice about this is that you can navigate back to this welcome page because it is connected to this icon. This icon right here is the welcome page. So if I were to click on that, it takes me back to the welcome page. If you want a central place with one important number or email address or contact information, you can put it right here. Here we have the table of content. And like I said before, every single part of this table of content has been hyperlinked to a specific page in this template. If I were to click on the first one, which is a trip overview, and I try to delete this page, I get this warning because this page has been tied to that table of contents. So I'll click on cancel, but it doesn't mean I cannot rename this. Let's say I wanted to say overview. If I were to click back here, it doesn't change the hyperlink. The hyperlink is maintained. If I were to click on that, it still takes me back to this page. You can change the order of the table of contents. Let's say you want the daily schedule to be all the way at the top. Go ahead and click on daily schedule, right click, and click on this move a row up, okay? And click on it until it's all the way at the top. You have to right click several times and click on move row up until it goes all the way to the top. Let's say, for example, you don't want to use outfits and aesthetics, so we're going to delete that. You don't want to use the notes, you can delete that. And you don't want to use attractions, you can delete that. You can then move this to the top and move this as well to the top and leave the empty ones at the bottom, and you can leave it as this, but if you really wanted it to disappear, you can go ahead and select all of them, go to color, and we're going to change this to no color. Okay, once we do that, they automatically don't show up here and you have your shorter list, and you can move things around a little bit. If you wanted to completely get rid of them, right click and delete row. But by hiding them with changing the color, you have the flexibility of bringing them back just in case you change your mind. I'm just undoing all of the changes that I made. Right here at the bottom of the page, on each page in this template, you can see we have a footer section. Because this text is the same as the text here, we can take advantage of the find and replace all feature that exists in Canva. We're going to copy this text and click on Control or Command F. For me, it is Command F because I'm using a MacBook. And then right here, we're going to paste what we just copied. Okay, so we have the Euro Summer 2024. You can see it highlighted here as well. I'm going to replace it with something else. This is the text we're going to replace it with, and I'm going to click on replace all, and it replaces it on every single page in this template. This trip overview comes with 2 different pages. If you're going to be traveling to more than 5 cities or 5 locations, you can use the 2 pages, and the 2 pages are connected to each other. This page, page 2, is connected to page 1, and page 1 is connected to page 2. If I were to click on this, it takes me to this page, and I can go back by clicking on this. If your trip is only 1 week and 1 page is sufficient for you, delete the second page. It doesn't affect anything because this first page is a page that is connected to the table of contents. If I were to go back to the table of contents and click on trip overview, it takes me to this page. So you do not want to delete the first page, and you can delete the button as well. The next page is where you would organize your flight information. You can type in the airport code from one airport to another, the flight's number, terminal, departure date, and time. Let's say you are only going to use 2 rows. You can just delete the ones you're not using. To delete a row, click on the row, delete row. Now we have only 2 rows. Let's assume you have more than 4 flights and you wanted to add 1 or 2 more. Go ahead and click on the last row, right click, add row, and you have an extra row. Drag it back to that area. And of course, if you want to add lounge access here, just delete whatever is here and add the information you need to add. Here's where you add your hotel and lodging. It's pretty straightforward. Add the name of the hotel and add the address right here. If you wanted to, you can hyperlink the address. Let's say you wanted to put the Google Maps location for these addresses. There are 2 ways to do this. So highlight the text And once you do this, this link icon shows up and you can click on that icon and paste in the link. Paste it, click on done, and as you can see, here is the Google Maps link and here's the original text, and click done. And it's underlined because it's hyperlinked. The other way to do this would be just to repeat the step, highlight the entire text, and just paste. Okay, just paste. Right click and paste, or you can use your shortcut keys on your keyboard, and it does the exact same thing. The next is the daily schedule, and we have 14 days. If your trip is less than 14 days, let's say it's only 7 days, you can delete this entire column. Click on this column, click on delete column, and we have a 7-day template. If you are going to only use the template for 10 days, just delete the pages you don't want by deleting the text in that area and just leave them blank, or like we did before, highlight them, click on the color, no color, and here's what it looks like. Don't delete the rows because remember all of these pages have been hyperlinked to individual daily schedule. Here is day 1, so if I click on day 1, okay, here's what day 1 looks like. You can rename it to whatever you want, change the dates and the location. Here you can add your transportation, okay? So I have just 2 slots for transportation. I have 2 rows for transportation. So you can add the 2 main transportation that you intend on using for that day. And then we have 3 different sections. We have the morning section, the afternoon section, and the evening section. If you want to add additional rows, you can, but just be mindful of the space. You can adjust the notes section if you don't plan on using it and add maybe 1 more row. So let's say for the morning session, you wanted to add 1 more row and you wanted to add it right after the 12:30 activity. Click on that, click on add row, and then you have an additional row, okay? But then you have less space in the template, so you can always readjust it. If you really wanted to add more rows because you had more activities, you can decrease the size. So I would select the entire table and go up here. You can see the font size is 21. If I change it to maybe 16, for example, and if I adjust the table, you can see I can add more rows. So you can add maybe a few more rows if that works for you. And then to add rows for the afternoon, just click on the last row, and then you can readjust this. This might be fine because when you open this up as a PDF on your phone, you can expand the text and you can make it readable by making it bigger by zooming into your phone. Moving on to the next page, you have the little arrows that will help you navigate. So from page 2 or day 2, you can go back to day 1 and go to day 2, and on day 2 right here we can go to day 3. And if you want to go back to the overview, this calendar icon right here takes you back to your daily schedule. Okay, so you can either navigate back to the daily schedule or use these arrows to move back and forth. And of course, these links will be active when you're using it as a PDF, so you can easily navigate throughout the template. If your trip is less than 14 days, just select the days you don't need and just delete them. If you're sure you want to delete them, go ahead and click on delete. And now we have only 10 pages. I will undo that so I can continue with the rest of this tutorial. And I have things to do, 2 pages, and main attractions. This is additional space. If you have a lot of things that you're not sure what you want to do, you can use this sort of like a research area and dump in the different activities. Each page contains 12 activities and you have 2 pages of things to do, so 24 different activities for your entire trip. Just like the other page, you have this little arrow because there are 2 pages for things to do. The first page is the one that's hyperlinked, and when you get here, it allows you to navigate to the second page. If you're not going to use the second page, you can delete it just like we did before, okay? Just make sure you don't delete the first page because the first page is what is hyperlinked to the table of contents. And of course, changing the text would be just double clicking into that space and typing over it with your own information. The next section is for the main attractions. You can add your header, you have a spot for address, opening hours, and notes, as well as hyperlinking things like the website or where you can purchase your tickets. These that are already hyperlinked, you can delete them, or you can click on them, click on the edit link, and you can change the link here. Remove this Google Maps, delete it, and type in your own link. Just paste it there and done. And then now it's hyperlinked to that link and you can change this address to whatever you want. The same applies to the rest of the template. Just change the name, change the address, opening hours, add a little note section. If you need to reserve tickets or purchase tickets, you can add the hyperlink right here. And of course, we have 2 pages for main attractions. You go to the next one by clicking on the icon right here. And if you're not going to use the second page, just go ahead and delete it. The same applies to the restaurant. It's the same format. So replace all these images and just grab images from the restaurant's website and place it right here. And of course, the restaurants, you have 2 pages just to make sure you have enough. And each page has 6 different options, so you can add up to 12 different restaurants. The next section is outfit/aesthetics, and this will help you organize the clothes that you want to wear or you want to pack for morning, afternoon, and evening. Like we did before, just drag and drop the images into that space to change them, and then just type over the text here and replace it with your own text. Repeat the same step for the afternoon and for the evening outfits. The next is the packing list. This first page is hyperlinked to the table of contents. You don't want to delete this page. Now, when you get to this first page, you can easily navigate to the rest of the packing list using these icons right here. We have packing list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I were to click on packing list number 2, packing list number 2. I want to go back to 1, click on 1. I want to go to packing list 4, click on packing list 4. In addition to that, you can navigate using the arrows. You can go back to 1 here or move to the next one. So the way this would work is that you would assign the packing list to different people. You can rename the packing list whatever you want to assign it to different members of your household or your team or the people that you're traveling with. Finally, we have a notes section, and in this section we have a table with rows. Just go ahead and type in whatever notes you want to add to the template. You can make this bigger or smaller to add more information. So the text size is at 14, so you can make it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Alright, so once you are done, this template has 2 main colors. You have this dark brown and you have this beige color. So if you wanted to change it, you can do that. So let's change the dark brown color first. Click on any part of the template that has a dark brown color. Click on color. Let's say we're going to change it to this pink. Change all. Because this is a dark color, you have to change it to a dark color because only a dark color will contrast well with the white text. Or if you change it to a lighter color, just make sure you change the color of the text. And the next thing we're going to change is this color. Click on that. Click on color. Now we're going to use this light color. Again, we're going to do change all. Once we open it up, you can see it's changed all of them. We do have one last color to change, and that's this color right here. So you click on that, pick another color, so another light pink, change all, and now everything should be changed to different shades of pink. The next step would be to share the template. You can share this template in 2 ways. I recommend downloading it as a PDF and then sharing it with your group. So that's one way. The other way would be to publish it as a website. So the advantage of just downloading it as a PDF is you can use it with or without internet. But if you want to go back and make a change, then everyone else has to re-download the PDF. On the other hand, if you publish it as a website, everyone can have access to it. They will need the internet to access it, but you can change something and it's automatically updated for everyone without having to re-download a file. I'll show you how to do both. To download this as a PDF, go to share, click on download. Now just make sure that PDF standard is selected. If it's not, click on the arrow and navigate to PDF standard. You don't need to use PDF print. PDF standard is fine. And make sure you don't check any of these boxes, especially flattened PDF. If you check this, all of the links will be disabled. So don't check anything, just click download. Here is what the PDF looks like, and this is what you will message to your group by email, by text, whatever. We're going to test the hyperlinks first. Let's go to the flights. Click on that, and it takes us right there. Let's go back to the overview by clicking on this icon. It takes us back there. Let's go to the daily schedule, and we have our daily schedule. Go to day 3, takes us there. Go to day 4, day 5, day 6. Go back to the daily schedule. Okay, perfect. Go back to the welcome page. So everything works the way it's supposed to. The next way to share this would be to publish it. So click on share one more time and click on website. Okay, once you click on this, you will have this generic website URL. And if you don't have this, you can go through the steps to acquire one. You don't have to pay for it. This is a generic URL that is going to be assigned to your template. All right, and then you can change the sub path. So right now it's using the title of the trip. So maybe if I want to change it to Euro 2024, I can do that. Okay. And then if you want, you can click on advanced setting. You can add a password, type in whatever password you want, and then click on publish website. All right, so now it says our website is alive. So you can copy this, send this link to your group, and let's take a look at what this website looks like. Here's what it looks like on my computer. It should display correctly on your phone. So the hyperlink should still work. So let's click on things to do, and it takes us right there. Click on the icon to go back, packing list, it takes us right there. Okay, so those are the two ways you can use it: by downloading it as a PDF. If you need to change something, you can change it, re-download it, resend it. You can use it without internet, or publish it as a website, and you can change this on the go on your phone. And all the users will need to do would be to refresh the link and they get the updated itinerary. Of course, the downside is you have to have internet to use it. Or you can do both, whatever you want. That brings me to the end of this tutorial. Like I said before, if you haven't purchased this template, I will leave a link in the description box so you can go ahead and grab your copy. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me by leaving a comment in the comment section below, or just send me a message either through Etsy or through my email address, which I will also leave in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching.